Deep in the heart of a lush forest, a story unfolds between two unlikely characters. Here we find our first character, Sipta, a clever and sprightly deer who is adored by all his forest friends. His quick wit and jovial spirit keep the forest alive with merriment, yet not all is as peaceful as it seems. For across the river, under the cloak of the shadows, lurks Buaya, a crocodile known for his insatiable greed. His eyes are set on Kipta, seeing the deer not as a fellow inhabitant of the forest, but as his next meal. The air is thick with tension as these two characters stand on opposite sides of the river. Sipta, with his friends, is blissfully unaware of the lurking danger, and Buaya, with his greedy gaze, plots his next move. Little do they know, a cunning plan is about to be set in motion. As the forest creatures revel in the warmth of the day, a shadow falls across their merriment. The sinister figure of Buaya, the greedy crocodile, emerges from the depths of the river. His eyes are locked on the unsuspecting Sipta, his mind filled with nefarious plans. But our clever deer, Sipta, is not so easily fooled. His keen senses pick up on the danger, and he gathers his friends. Together they huddle in a circle, their whispers carrying plans of cunning and bravery. "We need to be one step ahead of Buaya," says Kipta, his eyes gleaming with determination. "Let's use our wits to outsmart him." With a plan in mind, Sipta approaches the crocodile with a confident stride. His boldness catches Buaya off guard, his reptilian eyes narrowing in suspicion. "Good day, Buaya. What brings you to this side of the river?" asks Sipta, his tone light and friendly. Taken aback, Buaya can only grumble, "Why are you so bold, little dear?" Playing the innocent, Sipta offers a surprising proposition. "I just thought we could talk, and maybe become friends. What do you say?" he proposes, a hopeful smile playing on his lips. The idea of friendship intrigues Buaya, and he agrees, suggesting they engage in a game to pass the time. The riverbank becomes a battlefield of wits. Kipta, with his sharp mind and clever strategies, manages to outmaneuver Buaya. The crocodile is left puzzled and frustrated, and when Sipta claims his victory, Buaya can do nothing but admit defeat. "According to our game rules, you must grant me a favor," says Sipta, a triumphant grin on his face. Reluctantly, Buaya agrees. "What do you want?" he asks, his voice gruff. Sipta's request is simple. "Promise that you will never harm me or my friends. Deal?" With no choice but to honor the game's rules, Buaya agrees. The stage is set for a battle of wits, not between two warriors, but between a sly deer named Sipta and a ravenous crocodile named Buaya. As the game begins, there's a palpable tension in the air. But this isn't a game of strength or speed, it's a game of cunning and strategy. Now, Sipta isn't the biggest or the strongest creature in the forest, but he's got a sharp mind and a quick wit. And that's what he's banking on to win this game. As they engage in their strategic game, Sipta's intellect shines brighter with each move, leaving Buaya puzzled and flustered. It's clear that Sipta is not just playing the game, he's playing Buaya, outsmarting him at every turn. The words hang in the air like a victorious banner. Buaya, his pride wounded, grumbles reluctantly, "Fine, what do you want?" Now, here's where Kipta's true cunning comes into play. He doesn't ask for a trophy or a token of victory. Instead, he asks for something far more valuable. With an air of confidence, Kipta requests, "Promise that you will never harm me or my friends. Deal?" Buaya, his arrogance humbled by defeat, finds himself cornered. To save face, he agrees to Sipta's condition. The clever deer has not only won the game but also secured safety for himself and his friends. He's outsmarted the crocodile using his wit over might. In the face of defeat, Buaya begrudgingly accepts the terms. The game may be over, but its impact is far-reaching. It serves as a reminder that intelligence and cunning can often triumph over brute strength and greed. It's not always about being the biggest or the strongest. Sometimes it's about being the smartest. Sipta returns to his friends, a victor in more ways than one. The forest bursts into a symphony of cheers as Sipta shares the tale of his triumph. "We've outwitted Buaya," he announces, his voice ringing loud and clear. The woodland creatures cheer in admiration, their joy echoing through the trees. Their fear has been replaced with a newfound freedom. Meanwhile, on the riverbank, Buaya watches the jubilant scene unfold. The crocodile, usually so menacing, is now deep in thought. He sees Kipta and his friends, no longer potential meals, but creatures enjoying their freedom. A pang of regret stirs within him. He had allowed his greed to blind him, and now he had lost more than just a game. In the end, it's not just a victory for Kipta, but a lesson learned for Buaya. In the heart of the forest, life resumes, but with a newfound peace. The air is filled with the sound of laughter and the rustling of leaves as Sipta and his friends continue their carefree games, a celebration of their cleverness and unity. From a distance, Buana watches. His eyes reflect a mix of defeat and contemplation. His once voracious greed has been tamed, replaced with a newfound understanding. He had underestimated the power of friendship and the cunning of the little deer. He is left pondering the consequences of his actions and the promises he has made. The forest, once a place of fear, is now a playground of freedom. The clever deer has outsmarted his adversary, proving that intelligence and kindness can overcome even the greediest of hearts. And so, the clever deer not only outsmarted the greedy crocodile, but also taught him a valuable lesson about friendship.